Welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Creighton Show. Another exciting show, definitely another exciting guest. Let me tell you where we're going today. When you talk about, let me put it like this, that beast mindset, it all starts with a belief, a purpose, action, motion, and more importantly, transformation. How do you go from where you at to almost a total transformation, a total enlightenment? But more importantly, how do you get your message to other individuals? Let me tell you more about where we're going today. When you talk about beast mindset and transformation, you first have to stop and listen to these guys. Let me go deeper. I was scrolling through social media, which I don't do much of. But something caught my eye about what I was listening to. And I seen these two young men, and they were, I remember the setting in my mind. It was like they was in a church or something. They just started battling with each other. But not just a battle. They was, let me use my old school. They was spitting lyrics. And I was like, this is pretty tight here. And when I got a chance to meet these young men last week and talk to them, I was blown away by not only one album, not two, but they're on their third album. And a message of true empowerment, enlightenment. Without further ado, let's welcome to the Andre the Beast Creighton Show. The one, the only, Respect the Gods. What's up, guys?
Yes, sir.
Respect.
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
You?
I'm doing great, man. Now that I got you guys on the show.
Yeah. We got it right. We finally got it
right.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
Check this out. Before we get started, tell the viewers your names and who you are first before we go down this rabbit hole of Respect the Gods.
My name is Basic, and it's an acronym for Be About Success and Controversy. Been doing this since 2008. Me and my brother Will here been locked in since about 2013, 2014. And this is what it's about, you know?
Yeah. Will Jung. We both from Virginia Beach. We've been locked in for over a decade now. I started my music journey probably in like 2011. So we've been at this, for a while. Formed our duo 2024, summer 2024. Probably the song that we're probably going to discuss the most, the one that you came across, Godlike, was the first song we created. The first song we created together as Respect the Gods. We had did some music together before, as a part of a larger collective. We're here, man. We're excited to be on the show.
Yeah.
Let me go here first. That's a powerful name, Respect the Gods. And let me go here. You said gods with an S. There's a metaphor and a reason for going down that rabbit hole. I'm not going to say my reason, but tell the viewers why you picked that name instead of the word G-O-D. Why you focus G-O-D-S? What's the metaphor behind that?
So, we like to say that we are, we like to refer to ourselves as gods of our ecosystem, which is music. We both believe in God. We both, read scripture and pray often, and, our music is God filled. And we believe that we are created. We know that we're created in his image. So we like to, express that in our music. And we like to believe that we, orchestrate this ecosystem and music and rap. And so we believe that we are, gods of rap, and we like to carry ourselves that way. operating on a higher frequency and a higher vibration, and God first in everything that we do. So that's where the S comes from, because we believe that we're gods of this arena that we're in.
Why?
Yeah, it's I
Why?
mean,
Oh, go ahead, big
in
guy. Go
doing
ahead. What you
so,
gonna say?
I was about to say, in doing that and having that responsibility and understanding that it's our job to create this kind of music with the message in it to other people to recognize, what they have in them as well. You know what I mean? So we definitely take it serious. You know what I'm saying? It's not something we play around with, for sure.
Who bought the idea to bring the spiritual rap game into play? Which one of you guys said, you know what? We've heard the rap industry. Why go down this way? Did you guys banter back and forth on it, or what was the enlightenment that said this is the calling? What was that revelation moment for you guys?
Well, we had been, you know, writing and rapping for a while, but as far as us like coming together, it was kind of like we always wondered like why we didn't do it sooner. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
the
Timing. Like this really my brother here for real.
yeah,
So like we've been through a lot of stuff like personally. And we've seen each other struggle and triumph through things.
mm-hmm.
And honestly, it's like, man, this ain't nothing but God that's getting us through this and and God has brought us together, and God is telling us to do this music together and get these messages out and be the best men that we can be, you know what I'm saying, for the people that look up to us, that count on us, that depend on us. So honestly, like the spirituality was present in the music already, but this time around with us collectively, we really hone in on it and focus on it a lot more, and let people know that like there's spirituality in everything you do. You know what I'm saying? You can go left or go right, and everything has duality, and it's about making the right decisions every day.
Let me go here with this question. You mentioned the things you saw each other dealing with struggle, being a man of color in Virginia. Your message now is to enlighten and empower other young men and men in general of all colors. So let me get that straight with individuals that are listening. We're not just homing on people of color. We're basically talking about transformation for all men. But what were some of the struggles that you guys in particularly were dealing with, or should I say, came in contact with, that seemed to be maybe or may not have spent you guys out of control?
Relationships, finances, jobs, you know what I mean? In between jobs, changing life transition, as far as my brother just moved across the country. He just came from California recently. So going out there to work, and then taking his family out there and bringing his family back over here to Virginia where we are, and um, our parents getting older, man, and living apart from our parents and dealing with that. That's you know what I'm saying. I lost a parent, a while back, and just life. Nothing nobody else doesn't go through, but um, just talking about those things, you know what I mean? Like doing the therapeutic work, and really going through it, and being aware about it, and not being afraid to discuss it with each other,
And with that, and with discussing the problems with each other, a lot of the conversations that we've had have translated into the music. You know what I mean? And so, being able to fellowship with your brother and go through things with them, and just having the openness to talk about these things in music helps other people. And
Yeah.
so, it's something we definitely,
being fathers too.
for sure.
We're both dads, so
Absolutely.
that's probably the
So
biggest.
you guys are both fathers.
Absolutely. Big time.
How do your kids feel about what you guys are doing? And are they boys or girls? What's the gender here? You have two
Girls,
boys, girls.
two girls, you got two
I got two
boys.
boys. Yeah.
What do they think about what you guys are doing?
Oh, we the coolest dad
Yeah,
in the
like
world, man. they think we Jay-Z or something, man. Like we they don't realize we punch the clock every day too. You know?
it's
Uh,
cool.
yeah. Like, what are some of the things that they're telling you guys that sometime with our children? Let me rephrase this. When it comes to being a parent, you always want your kids to have a level up and stuff. And a lot of times the children and the parents, there's a disconnect. Like you said, with work, grinding, and the old saying, well, I put food on the table. But in today's generation, it can't be just putting food and clothes on your children's back. When your children talk to you, both from having girls and boys, what are some of the issues that they're dealing with that you see a repetitive cycle that needs to change? And how are you implementing those topics into your music?
Yeah,
I would say just social media, you know what I mean? Like, and kids being led down the wrong, you know what I'm saying, the wrong paths and things like that. Or not our kids specifically. Like our kids are really good with navigating things online and stuff, but it's easy for a kid to kind of get stuck in that. So really, just like finding validation in yourself and not on the internet. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest thing is not living your life for the internet. I mean, even though we have to promote music on there, and that's the way of the world now. But finding validation in yourself and the things that you love to do, not being a follower. Even though I'm saying that's the world now, followers and you know what I mean, and content and things like that. But just trying to live above that, and that shows up in our music a lot. Is that um, we don't do this for internet fame, or we don't do this to be validated on the internet. Like we're validated by God, we're validated by our families, by our children. You know what I mean? And we want our children to feel the same way. Like, we validate you as your parents. You know what I mean? And the people that are close to you, your close friends, validate you, not necessarily the internet fame, or you know what I mean, content and things like that. Like that's
Mhm.
not really important in the grand scheme of life. You know what I mean? Taking care of your family, taking care of your loved ones, being a good person. You know what I'm saying? Um, Being kind, like those things. Those are the things that matter at the end of the day. So we try to express that as much as in our music as possible.
yeah. I think overall, just teaching them, letting them know that it's okay to express their feelings. You know what I'm saying, and go through what they feel. Talk to us about it. You know what I mean. Talk to your parents about it. You know what I'm saying, and not teaching them not to suppress and things like that. So there's a lot of different lessons that we're able to pull from that every day, and then translate it into the music for sure.
Let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
How has music changed for you? Because you guys been doing this for quite some time, but now you're in the thick of the social media frenzy that could change overnight. How difficult has it been for you to adapt to the different music platforms and the way to market and to generate a message for everybody to understand?
At first, it seemed like when I would create, we would create. Um, we were expressing a lot about like some of the frustrations of not quote unquote making it right, or you know what I'm saying. And then as you get older, you parent, you work, live, and you just realize like the direction is just a little bit different. It comes from a different place, and so a lot of people are able to relate because we just talk about, like he said, some of the simple things that we go through. But how it's changed with social media is, everything is online. Like it's they won't believe it if it's not online. And so honestly, the adjustment is like what we did today, just going out and putting work into the craft and keep, creating content and wholesome content. The music is already real. And so that's part of just playing the game now. It's just having more content of already what we do.
Yeah, we don't really follow. We don't follow like social media trends and things like that. I mean, we stay true to us and stay authentic. We can promise you that like the music that we create, you're not gonna hear it. You're not gonna hear much like it. It's very very true to who we are as people. And I guess the adjustment with social media, I mean, on a positive side, is knowing that you can connect with as many people as you want. So there's an audience for us. You know what I'm saying? We don't make the club music or whatever like that. We can, we're talented enough to do so. But there's an audience for us out there. You know what I mean? We can find 10,000 people that like what we do and help us build a career off that. You know what I mean? So I think social media on the plus side allows us to reach as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. Who comes up with the collaboration to write? Is it you guys piggyback off each other? Who does the bulk of the work?
Process.
All right. So it's a formula to it. You can kind of tell if you listen to the patterns in our music. So, for example, we get a bunch of beats to start. So we'll probably get 15, let's say like 15 beats from our producer T-Rific. Shout out to T-Rific.
Big time.
We'll get a bunch of beats and then we just do a draft. Like, all right, you go first. All right, I'm picking this one. Like, oh, I wanted that one. That's cool. I get this one. So we just pick them out, right? So without knowing who's we don't talk about the concept. We don't write together. No, that's a misconception with us. We don't write together because one, we don't live in the same city. We're about 2 hours apart. So, and we don't sit on the phone all day doing that. So we both got lives and things to do. So we honestly, we'll draft the beats out. So the 15 beats, or let's say 14 for an even number. I'll get 7. He gets 7. Maybe a month after that, we'll set up a studio session, maybe like a 6-hour session, and we'll just surprise each other in the moment. Like, all right, this is what I came up with. So I'll have one verse and a hook for a particular song, and either we'll write in the studio or we'll take it home. But we get the majority of our work. Like both of our albums, we probably finished them both in 3 studio sessions total.
Yeah.
Really?
Because we take all the work home, or I like to write in the studio because I'm very much in the moment. I don't really write at home. My brother, on the other hand, he writes at home and memorizes all his raps. So he's incredible. He's very cerebral when it comes to that. And he'll go to the studio and he'll 6-7 raps off the top of his head that he's memorized. So that's his superpower. Wow. Mine is on the spot. Like I'll write something in 6-7 minutes. 6 or 7 minutes. And that's how we work. So it's like it's surprising because I'm like, bro, how do you remember all these raps? I don't have a memory that's that good. Like it'll take me about 30 days to remember a rap. Like to write it and recite it, but he does that easily. I'll say my superpower is writing on the spot.
Yeah, he cooks quick.
So when he lays his verses down, I go in another room. I'll take it, go in another room, write, come back, 15 minutes, lay it down. So we do this back and forth. Again, it takes 2 or 3 studio sessions, and our album is done. Yeah, so that's our process.
I noticed the flow. It's crazy. Like it's just effortless. Like when did you guys realize you had this gift? And I'm gonna use my brother for example. He's a rapper, and I had no idea he was a rapper until one day I was over his house and said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm writing a rap song, and
Mhm.
he was just, and when he got done with it, I was like, damn, you had this talent all this time. When did you realize you guys had that?
um,
School for me.
go ahead.
Yeah, like lunchtime, used to battle with certain friends in the notebook. We writing in the notebook back and forth in class and stuff like that. So understanding like how to
Yeah,
write and tell stories. It was early, like high school. You know what I'm saying? But like, didn't really recognize the real talent probably until like, yeah, probably like 2010. Like, oh, wait a minute, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really do this, you know?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, for me, it was like elementary school. I used to go to the Boys and Girls Club. They used to do talent shows or whatever. So I'll write raps and read the rap off the paper for the talent show. And so I always knew I loved music. Then, like the first album I bought was Bone Thugs and Harmony, The Art of War. That was the first album that
yeah.
my allowance I took and bought. So I shoot, but I didn't. I would write a rap every now and then, but I just knew I loved rap, and then I didn't even mess with it in high school. It kind of got away from me. I was really into basketball, so same here. We were both into basketball a lot, but
Right.
rap got away from me until college. So when I was in college, and I wouldn't have nothing to do, and I would just be kind of like not bored necessarily, but just having those days where like things are kind of stagnant, and I would just write, you know what I mean? And then one day I saw in colleges open mic at this cafe or whatever, and I would just start going to those and doing terribly. But I kept going. I loved it. I just loved it, so I kept going. And I probably
No, hold down.
yeah, man, I was
Did you
bad,
just say
man.
you? Did you just say you was doing terribly?
Absolute compared to who I am today, yeah, I was terrible. I was bad, man. I
Okay,
was
wait a minute.
bad.
Wait a minute. Give me an example of terribly.
Uh,
Give me an example of terrible.
just like I didn't understand song structure for real. I didn't understand flow. I would just write. I always had a good vocabulary, so like the words were there, but I never knew how to. I didn't have any style. I couldn't dress. I probably still can't dress for real, but I just put a t-shirt on and keep it
that's it.
moving, man.
Comfortable.
Comfortable. We do athleisure around here. So. But yeah, I just had vocabulary. So I was like, man, there's more to rap. The more I started studying, I would fall more in love with guys like a LL Cool J. You know what I mean? That had like a style. You know what I'm saying? Rakim had he was lyrically inclined and had style. Kane had a style to him. You know what I mean? And then you know guys from art. Your Jay Z, your Nas, your Eminems, your DMX. You know what I mean? Like, and just learning how everybody has a different thing. So it was about kind of like, what is my thing going to
Finding that
be?
thing.
What is my style going to be like? So, um, yeah, I ain't had that, in 2011. For sure.
Let me ask this question to you guys. Two questions.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find out what your style was? How did you create your you already had your superpower, but how did you create the image? And more importantly, with that second question is, who did you go to help you to get that image?
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. When we started this group, I'm not going to lie, that's when I started to really find, and we started to write, and the way we were writing and what we were talking about and how we were writing, the challenges that came with it. That's when I started to kind of like really understand like what I want my drive to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't think it's ever too late to kind of like learn and work on your game. You know what I mean? And redefine your game. And so I would really say the work that we done in the group together, seeing him cook so fast, it's a healthy competition. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it helps improve. And so I think for me, where I had to go to get to this direction honestly was just within. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like really look at what I'm going through and really just talking about it and really just putting it in the music and really expressing more. And I think it was with this process for sure.
Yeah, I think just being honest about who you are. I think probably prior to this group, it was like trying to be somebody or trying to fit an image or trying to get this group of people to like you or enjoy your music or whatever. And it was just like, man, without music, who am I? Am I a dope individual without music? And how do I take my just who I am as a person and put that into the music? And I think that's why people gravitate to it so much, because we're just being ourselves. Like this conversation that we're having, on this show is a normal conversation for us every day. You know what I mean? It's something we can do with a stranger outside or with each other, with our families and close friends and stuff. It's like people just like the fact that, man, y'all are so authentic. Y'all are yourselves. And it feels good to know that you can be yourself and be a dope individual. You know what I mean? And not chase anything. So like T-Rific, who we mentioned earlier, he's pivotal in our process. Yeah. I don't think this doesn't happen without him. Think about it. This doesn't happen without him. As far as us as individual artists, prior to becoming a group, all of our work has been with T-Rific. And he's just helped us learn so much about the song structure and how to attack songs and melodies and things like that, and how to just do different, incredible things that everybody's not doing. So it made our union together, it made it kind of easy because we both have put in well over 10,000 hours, with T-Rific individually. So now what we're doing collectively is incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible what we're doing now.
Let me go here with this next question. Knowing that the trail that you went on, and thanks for being so transparent to let people know that you saw a weakness in your craft. You knew what the craft was, but you was humble enough to go and seek somebody that can polish your stuff up. So let's go here. Let's talk about the real stuff. What about being met with resistance? What are some of the what we call the haters? What was some of the hate stuff that you were getting down this trail? Because let's get real. Everybody ain't trying to enjoy your success. There's going to be derailment. What was that like for you? And what was like maybe 2 or 3 of the biggest things that if you had to let take you, it would have derailed both of you guys' situation?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
I mean, the first thing is doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of other people, you know what I mean, or outside of anything outside of us, I mean, self-doubt. Yeah. Both of us have quit. We've quit this a million times, man. We've had so many conversations. Like we've spent hours on the phone, like talking about, man, this ain't working. I don't know if I want to do this no more. Or we both quit. We both quit. So like, self-doubt has been the biggest thing. That's probably the biggest hater. That's the devil, man. It's just like it's like looking at yourself and not thinking you're good enough. You know what I mean? Not wondering why you haven't made it yet. You know what I mean? Not wondering why, man, how come I'm not selling out arenas? How come I'm not on tour yet? I'm so talented, but really looking at yourself and like, man, have I really given myself a chance? Have I really done all the work I can do to make this dream happen? And it took a lot of conversations to decide, like, nah, we haven't done the work yet. We've done some work, but it ain't.
Yeah, still more to do.
It's still way more to do. It's still way more to do. Being able to be on this show with you is an accomplishment. Like, it's just something that we didn't plan for. We just kept working. We put our heads down and just kept working. And now we're on the show. You know what I mean? So it's like things like that. Self-doubt is one. I mean, there's not really people in our lives that
keep that energy around.
Yeah, like there's not really people in our lives that have resisted us doing this. That, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you kind of with your spouse, or, you know what I mean? It's a financial thing. You know what I mean? This is a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to make music, man. So, you know, with the spouses or whatever, you do got to have those conversations. Like, all right, you spending money on a hobby, there ain't no money coming
Right.
back in right now. So it's like that's some resistance there, but they understand that it's something that we love to do. So that's something. And I would say the only other thing it's minor is probably like hiding it from people we work with.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's, you know, and it's I would say that we don't do that as much now, but at first it was like, man, I'm coming to work. I don't want to talk to nobody about my life outside of work, about what I do. And then some people will be like, oh, you rap, and they typecast you a certain way or whatever. And it's like not even knowing what we rap about or and just knowing that how we carry ourselves. Like they think rapper and it's like drugs and sex and money and murder and things like that. And it's like, nah, we on the spiritual side, we positive.
Yeah.
So now these days it's like, yeah, we rap. Like we go to work and it's like, yo, we go to work, but, you know, at night we Batman, Superman with it, and we go and rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're much more prideful in that. So I guess again that kind of goes back to the self-doubt thing. It's not really people that's like in our faces like, nah, y'all can't do that, or you're not good enough, or we don't believe in you. We like my brother said, we don't really keep that energy around us to hear it or see it. If they saying it, they're not saying it to us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Okay. My next question before we wrap up: your own album number 3 that's getting ready to be released, and we will have those songs on the I Am Beast radio station as well as there are other songs. But let's go here. You got album 1 and 2. Explain the transformation with album 1 and album 2. Like, what was so impactful with album 1, and then what's so impactful about album 2?